my anxiety level has been at a 10 since COVID started. But we're entering a new phase with COVID that we have to understand, because this is not going away anytime soon. I think best case scenario, we're looking at another year by the time, even if everything works out well. And what we're seeing now is, while the state's overall, my state's overall infection rate is one of the lowest in the country, one of the lowest on the globe, what you see are what we call mini clusters. That's what this virus is going to be doing. It's going to be popping up in small areas. One Sweet 16 party created 40 cases. One bar that violated the rule, dozens of cases. And a state needs the sophistication where you're doing more testing, more contact tracing, and you can attack that small cluster. We've now identified mini clusters in the state, which are small geographic areas. There may be 2-3 miles, square miles. But we then rush in with resources to make sure we stamp it out there. We're now having issues in the Orthodox Jewish community in New York, where because of their religious practices, et cetera, we're seeing a spread. But we see it, we know it, we understand it, because we're doing more testing than anyone else, and then you have to attack them. But this is going to be the next year, and those are the lessons we have to learn from the past 7 months. To identify that mini cluster, you have to be doing extensive testing. Many states are now reducing their testing. They're doing fewer tests than they did 7 months ago. This is the President Trump logic of denial. If you don't test, you don't find the cases, and if you don't find the cases, you don't have the disease. That's just wrong. If you can't identify these mini clusters, they're going to spread, and then you're going to have a statewide problem, which is what you're seeing in many states. You're seeing the infection rate go up all across the state, and they don't know where it's coming from. They haven't identified the mini clusters because they don't have the sophistication to do it. That's a formula for disaster, Allison. That means we will have learned nothing from the past 7 months. What we're doing here in New York, because we did learn the hard way, a tremendous number of tests, true sophistication, identify the mini cluster and pounce on it before it can spread.